your Memorial Day plans include going to the beach or hanging at home for a family barbecue, here at WagerTalk, we want to have a safe and enjoyable holiday. To help with that, we're offering a 3-day Memorial Weekend special available this Friday and Saturday. For only $49, get a 3-day all-access pass from your favorite handicapper, including 5% plays. No coupon needed, just click the 3-day all-access and start saving.
Welcome, everybody, to WagerTalk Today. I am Lawrence Presman. He is Teddy Covers. This is the best daily sports betting show on the planet. We're going to take apart a bunch of games. Rob Veno joining us. He's going to look at the Miami-Boston game that goes tonight. As well, Houston and Seattle in baseball. Adam Trigger coming on. Houston and Philly. The Guardians versus the Tigers. And we got Matt Joesphs at the end of the show with 2 baseball plays as well. Teddy's big game breakdown, my daily presidential address. So this will be a great show. Teddy, no show on Monday. It's Memorial Day Monday. Do you have something special planned?
I'm going to do having fireworks. So me and I are going to go watch some fireworks maybe on Monday night, but nothing dramatic. I got a pool party this weekend, but that's the exciting event for Memorial Day weekend for me. What about you?
Guys, if you want to go to Teddy's pool party, it is 267 Winford Drive, Sutherland. Make sure, just what time, Teddy?
It's not my house, dude.
Is that even a street? Oh.
No, no.
Okay. Anyway, before we get into what did we learn last night, I learned, oh my God, Teddy, my 5% play lost. And I don't know. I know you don't follow hockey. Did you at least see what went down?
I heard all about it. So it was like a goal that he would have had it if he hadn't have kicked it in, but he accidentally threw his skate out and kicked it in, and then it ends up going to overtime because the goal gets disallowed and you lose an OT. Yes?
Yeah, except the only problem with that narrative is he didn't accidentally kick it in. He literally was falling to the ice with one guy draped over his body, a leg stuck on the goalie pad. The puck was crossing the line as it hit the back of his foot. It was called a goal on the ice, and the refs had indisputable evidence that it was not a goal. One day in a court of law, they will show that indisputable evidence. Nobody saw it that way. It was horrific. And the worst part about it, Teddy, is this is 3 5% losses in a row. The first one was on the Colorado Avalanche, who put down the 4th most dominating shot differential puck possession game since 2010. The second one was the under in the Miami Heat game, where I had like 13 points to spare in 45 seconds. And then last night's, I lost my freaking mind last night. I didn't tweet out. I had no words. I was so angry. But hey, you jump back on the horse today, brother. What did you learn last night?
Yeah, sorry you lost last night. I went 3-0.
Hey, Teddy, you're wrong. Dude,
I'm rolling, dude.
So you understand. It is equally as important to me that you win as it is that I win. There's I don't differentiate.
Yes,
I am one of the owners of WagerTalk, Teddy. All I want is for you to win. I cheer for you to win as much as I cheer for me to win.
No, you cheer more. You're going to cheer more for you to win. When my 5% cashes, you go, yeah. When your 5% cashes, you're like, yeah. It's just human nature. It's okay, Prez.
Okay. What? Okay, I cheer a little bit more for me.
Yeah, a little bit more. I'm sorry you're running. And look, the truth of it is this is why we don't have games of the year. Okay, this is why we don't have this play can't lose, your bankroll double, triple your bankroll tonight. for reasons like this. You've had 3 5% plays. They've all been live, the last 3. And unfortunately, they've all gone against you, which can and does happen. There are no locks in this business. There is one lock, maybe. And that's the same team is going to come out of the Western Conference. I moved to Vegas 25 years ago, Prez, just after the Bulls won their last title in 1998. It was right after the Bulls Jazz series. So since that time, since 25 years ago, 12 of the 15 Eastern Conference teams have been in the finals. The Knicks went, the Magic went, the Pacers went. Everybody's gone. Only 3 not to go: Charlotte, Washington, Atlanta. In the West, last 25 years, very different story. The Spurs, Warriors, or Lakers have been in the finals 20 of the last 25 times. The Jazz went to the Bulls in 98. The Mavs went twice versus the Heat. The Suns went once. Last year, OKC went once. Everything else, 20 of the last 25 finals from the West: Spurs, Warriors, Lakers. And you look at teams like the Blazers, Clippers, Nuggets, T-Wolves, Kings, Rockets, Grizzlies, Pelicans, 0 trips to the finals. Not even titles, to the finals. And when it comes to titles, since the St. Louis Hawks won in 1958, which is really the beginning of the Celtics dynasty, 30 teams in the NBA, only 15 of them have won titles. It's only half the league. The NBA has been top-heavy, and it's top-heavy once again. Golden State clinched their spot last night. Cashed a winning bet for me and my clients. Prez?
Yeah, bro. We had a comment, Clark Jones. They weren't ending the game like that. His foot knock would have counted in the regular season, but in the playoffs, you got to earn it, baby. We could not disagree anymore. There are not 2 rule books in any sport. There's not rules for the regular season and rules for the playoffs. The rules are rules. On top of that, the puck was going in the net anyway, so they earned it anyway. Oh, and on top of all of that, dude, I shot a 98 yesterday in golf. I haven't shot a 98 in a long time. It was a pathetic day all around, Teddy. Just
Well, that again, this is the beauty of what we do, Lawrence. It really is. Over the years, I've really come to appreciate this. All right. You had a crappy day yesterday. Everything went wrong. You shot bad. You lost your big play in frustrating fashion. Crappy day. You're mad about it that night. You wake up the next morning, you're 0-0, and everything's fresh. And that's something I truly love about this business. Even if you got your ass kicked yesterday, a new day brings new hope. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, brother. I'm going to win tonight, Teddy. I got 1 NHL, 2 MLB plays, and after, this is how it works, dude. You make a whole shit ton of sales on your 5% play. It loses. Next day, everybody disappears, and you win. So that's how it works, and you're right. I'll be well over this soon. It's okay. Anyway, let's bring Robert Veno in. And Rob, I had a good chat with your son recently. What a nice kid, man. Congratulations on the important stuff in life, raising your children.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I know he would too. We had the youngest get married last Saturday, so we're on a little bit of a roll here in the Veno household.
How many kids, Rob?
2 boys.
Nice. Excellent.
How was the wedding?
One works.
It was beautiful, Teddy. Was supposed to be rain and thunder. It never happened. It cleared. Weather was great. The party, the celebration was great. The whole week was great. So I got to see Kauffman Stadium for the first time, where the Royals play. That was nice. When you have good friends and good people around, it's a good time.
Only one question. Did you ball?
Sorry, Teddy.
Did you cry?
No, I left that to Nancy. I left that to Nancy
the whole time.
Yeah, she was.
I'll be crying my eyes out. I'm sure of it. When that day comes to me,
you know what?
I understand it.
You have to fight it back, Teddy. I'll tell you this real quick. I don't mean to eat up a ton of time, but every time my oldest son's band takes the stage, I can't hold that one back. You see your kid go out there, and there's however many people out there going crazy, and it's tough. All these years, and it still hits me immediately where that's concerned.
Yeah, every time my daughter heads into her bedroom with her boyfriend and they close the door, tears. I feel like, oh my God, my kid's so old. Rob, your boy's playing in Toronto in July. Please come up. Let's go for dinner and go see your boy play, and then I can watch you cry. It's a drive, dude. It's like 8 hours. Get in your car and get over here.
We'll see what we can do, Prez. Absolutely. Yeah, be nice. I've never been to Toronto.
Okay, one of our listeners, D-Jen, writes, Canes will win tonight. That's going to be very hard, given that they play tomorrow. Rob Veno, let's get into the Miami-Boston game. We got Boston at home tonight. The line in this game, I think -9. I'm having issues, but anyway, I'm not even looking at NBA right now, Rob. I literally
-9, 201.5.
Yeah. So there you go, Rob. How do we bet this game?
Yeah, I chose to go Celtics first half, guys, for the purposes of the show here. And in 9, it might sound like a lot full game, but the last 5 wins Boston has had in the playoffs are by 13 or more. So they have been double-digit beasts when they win games. But I chose first half here for a couple of reasons. I mean, three of the first 4 games in this particular series, the Celtics led at halftime by 8, by 24, and by 25. Pretty good in the first half. Last game, not so good. Only 37 points scored. Didn't shoot the ball well. 37% from the floor. Only 4 of 17 from 3. I'd expect them to come out of the chute at home tonight with a chance to clinch pretty hot. And Miami, much has been made of the injury situation. I chose first half over first quarter simply because I think Miami's depth is an issue at this point in time. And second quarter, you do have to make substitutions. Boston should be able to cover 5 in the first half. I think that if you're the Celtics, guys, you watch Golden State win last night. You want to take care of business pretty quickly here. First of all, you don't want a chance of Game 7 at all. And second of all, I don't think Boston wants Golden State to have 3 extra days rest over the Celtics, which is what would happen if, in fact, this series got back to Miami on Sunday. And rest would do the Celtics a lot of good here. Obviously, Marcus Smart, Robert Williams have been playing a bit hobbled, and they could definitely use the rest. Miami's shooting has been horrendous. We've heard a lot about it. But if you go back to the last 2 games, Boston's hasn't been much better. And I just expect that their players in better health, the shooters that they have, and their ability to score on the interior, I think that's the biggest difference in this series, obviously, is the Boston length advantage over Miami. I think that all comes to fruition here right away in the first half. Friday nights, generally speaking, guys, Friday nights at home, I'm looking either at the home team or an over. I think Friday nights are something that the players always look forward to. So I'm going to play the Celtics here. First half -5. They've shown the ability to cover that number. And right now, I just think Miami, 6 games in, is too decimated to put up a fight.
So, Rob, this has been a great series for my clients, and I have cashed in each of the first 5 games. But I passed Game 6. I thought the price was a little bit too high for Boston. The closest I was playing the under in this ball game. We've seen over money and sharp over money come in today. Obviously, terrible shooting for the Heat in each of the last 2 ball games. Do you have any quick take on the total for tonight? I leaned under, but I have not and won't pull the trigger unless this, really skyrockets. And even then, I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, I think, Teddy, every inclination for me is to go ahead and play over in some way, shape, or form, whether it be Boston team total, Miami team total, the over itself, the over first half, simply because Miami can't win a game with 80 and 82 points one more time. Now, whether or not they can do anything about it is why I don't have the over full game right now. I just don't know if they can do much about that. I think Boston can certainly score more. And again, we've talked a lot about Miami's poor shooting. Boston hasn't really been that great the last couple of games either. I think they will be tonight.
Rob Veno joining us, everyone. Rob, what do you got going for the clients tonight?
Up and available right now, Prez. MLB selection up at sportsmemo.com. NBA 4% play from this game. I've played this game multiple ways tonight. That is up and available as well as, and also a couple of USFL releases up right now.
How you doing
3-0 last three. 3-0 last
Nice.
three. It's a 5-4 season overall. We had a couple of bad beats. I really wish I was 7-2 rather than 5-4 could have been. But yeah, 3-0 lately, so it's been running pretty good.
Thanks for mentioning bad beats, Rob. I got a couple of stories for you. Houston, Verlander pitching tonight, -200. They're on the road. They're playing Seattle. The total is 7.5. There are a couple of sevens out there. How do we bet this game, Robert?
Let's shorten it up, Prez. I'm not in the business, even though I've seen the numbers. Our own colleague, Ralph Michaels, he's great with the numbers, and betting $2 favorites, you shouldn't be afraid, according to the numbers, but I just don't do it. I prefer to play Verlander here, minus the half run on the 5-inning line. And I'll give you a few reasons why. Justin Verlander, 4 road starts this season, 4-0, 0.55 ERA, 124 batting average against, 0.64 whip, and a 191 on base percentage. I don't know. You probably can't get those numbers playing a video game, but he's done it so far. But what counts here is the first 5 innings, guys. And in the first 5 innings of all of his road starts, he hasn't allowed a run yet. 0 runs scored against Justin Verlander in the first 5 innings of his 4 road starts. He's 3-0-1 against the spread in those games. He's had 2 starts against Seattle this year. In the first 5 innings of the first start, he's winning 3-0 after 5 innings. And in the second start, he's winning 5-0 after 5 innings. So again, no runs scored by Seattle against him in 2 attempts and 2 wins for Verlander. The other side of that coin is Chris Flexen, who really is in a nosedive right now. Last 14 innings pitched by Chris Flexen. Forget about the ERA being over 8. He's given up 6 home runs in 14 innings pitched, and Houston happens to be number 3 in Major League Baseball in home runs with 59 right now. Flexen, as I mentioned, 13 runs in the last 3 starts. He's 0-2 versus Houston, first 5 innings this year. You start adding all these things up, and there's really no reason not to lay 25 cents. I think it's been bumped up to 30 now, but I'm going to lay the half a run. I did lay 25 cents earlier. If you have to lay 30, I wouldn't talk you off it. Houston, first 5, minus half a run.
So I want to ask you, Rob, are you worried at all about the Astros? I mean, I understand Verlander's great numbers. We want to bet against Seattle, but Houston hasn't hit the ball nearly as well as expected this year in terms of runs per game. I mean, they're on par with the Reds and the Guardians and the D-backs and the Nationals. I mean, it has not been pretty for Houston offensively this season. Does that concern you here when you're laying a price on a 5-inning line?
I need a couple out of them, Teddy. They've had, I think they're averaging 4 a game over the last 10, but I think the biggest thing that pushed me in this direction was the home run total given up by Flexen at this point. Houston's full of home run hitters. We need maybe a solo job the way Verlander's been going. I think when you have a home run pitcher pitching to a home run hitting lineup, that's kind of volatile, and they've proven it twice already this season. So I'm going to stick by it. Houston hasn't been the Houston offense that we've known from the past, but as of the last 2.5 weeks or so, they've been a little bit better. So I'll side with Houston.
Rob Veno, everyone. Rob, listen to this remark. Just lock and load sports rights. Italians always cry about family like Prez cries about his 5% losers. So the takeaway from that, Rob, is Italians cry over family and Jews cry over money.
Yeah, I
Seems
guess
about right.
We'll have to live with those stamps on our forehead, Press. I guess that's what we live with.
But in all seriousness, Rob, you don't cry when your kid gets married, but you cry when your kid plays the drums for the 700th time on stage.
That is correct. But let me tell you this real quick in my own defense. I had 2.5 years to prep for this day last Saturday. They were engaged for 2.5 years, and
okay.
I had to give a speech and other things I was worried about. So, when you're consoling your wife, you're not worried about yourself crying.
Oh, my God. No wonder the wedding was a 2-day event. Rob Veno made a speech. Rob Veno, everyone. Rob, get out of here, man. Thanks for joining us. We love having you. Teddy, not all went bad yesterday. I gave out 2 plays in the presidential address. I gave out the Dodgers -1.5 and it cashed. And I gave out the Jays at +140 and it cashed. So there were some bright spots, if you will. And I do bet those plays. So, and more people get those plays than buy plays. So, I'll find the silver lining. Or as I prefer, the platinum lining, because I've been buying platinum for the last 3 months nonstop. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, everyone. Teddy's Big Game Breakdown coming right up. Adam Trigger, Matt Joseph. If we get 100 likes, the daily presidential address. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Whether your Memorial Day plans include going to the beach or hanging at home for a family barbecue, here at WagerTalk, we want to have a safe and enjoyable holiday. To help with that, we're offering a 3-day Memorial Weekend special available this Friday and Saturday. For only $49, get a 3-day all-access pass from your favorite handicapper, including 5% plays. No coupon needed, just click the 3-day all-access and start saving.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. Let's go out to LA and talk about Prez's Toronto Blue Jays against the LA Angels. We have seen a little bit of Blue Jays money this morning, a little bit of over money as well. Was -110/7.5 last night. Today I'm seeing more like -115, -120. And the total for Toronto and LA has been bet up to 8, although there is money juice to the under in that contest. And I think someone on yesterday's show said, boy, those Blue Jays bats are finally heating up. And they are. They underachieved all month. The last 2 games, they have 8 runs, 12 hits, 8 walks at St. Louis. And then last night, another 6 runs, 8 hits. This has been the worst team in Major League Baseball with runners in scoring position all year. That's fairly random. It won't go on forever. They've hit better with runners in scoring position over the last 2 days. They're 5-3 with Veno on the hill. The under is 6-0 in his last 6 tries as road chalk, which means that tells you flat out this is a pitcher that we trust on the highway. Silseth for LA. He's only making his 3rd start of his big league career, 11th round draft choice. Not a guy that throws a blazing heater. And he has 2 starts this year. Both came against the Oakland A's. Toronto's lineup and Oakland's lineup, you cannot compare them. This is a big step up in class. In fact, it's a big step up in class for the Angels, who's the last 4 series have all come against the A's and the Rangers. They played the Orioles before that. They got the Red Sox when they were slumping. They got the White Sox when they were slumping. And even against the crappy competition they've been facing, Oakland and Texas, just 3-6 their last 9 games. Let's fade the Angels. Let's ride the Blue Jays. Toronto, short road chalk, worth laying tonight. There's your big game breakdown. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Teddy, I just want to remind everybody there will not be a show on Monday. It is Memorial Day. I'd like to wish everybody a wonderful holiday that day. And we have an interesting show lined up for Tuesday, Teddy. We're having a Bring Your Kid to Work show. You will be doing the show with your boy, Isaac, who, by the way, people, is 100 times Teddy in every way. I mean, this kid is unbelievable. And you know what, Teddy? That's a compliment that I would take, man. I want my woman to be hotter than me, and I want my kids to be better than me. I will be bringing one of my daughters. Yeah, I know. I will be bringing one of my daughters, maybe both, but one sleeps till about 2 p.m. every day. And then we will have Ralph Michaels and his son, Jeff Michaels, as well. So it is Bring Your Kid to Work Day, Tuesday. Make sure to join us. Adam Trigger, speaking of joining us, which kid are you going to bring?
I'm going to be, I guess I have to pass on that show. I don't have one. So, yeah, I'll have to come on a different day.
That's
that he
okay,
knows
dude.
of.
Yeah. I think Adam's a good guy. I mean, he's only been with about 85 women. Its chances are he's kept in touch.
Take the over.
You're taking the under, right? This is Teddy.
No, I'm taking the over.
Take the
No.
over.
Oh, boy.
Adam. Wow.
Yeah. On this side of 30,
Teddy thinks you're a stud. Okay, let's get into sports. Houston, Philadelphia in the USFL. First, I'd like to know how you're handicapping this sport, how you're doing in this sport, and then let's get into who's going to cover in this game.
Yeah, well, first I'll plug our show quick. You just had Rob Veno on. Myself, him, Drew Martin, and Tony Mejia do a weekly show on WagerTalk TV. We do it on Thursday. It usually goes up by the weekend where we cover all the games. And the last couple of weeks, we've started to roll a little bit. Rob just came on the show, talked about his sweep last week. I hit my only bet in the USFL last week, 4% play on the Houston Gamblers. And I'm going to go back to them again here. So this is the last game on the USFL board. It's Sunday night. Gamblers versus Stars. Right now, Gamblers are plus 3.5. And that number is completely a result of their 1-5 record, which is really deceiving because they've now lost 4 straight games on the final play of the game. 1 week it was a last-second field goal. Last week they got beat on a last-second touchdown, QB sneak from the 1-yard line. So their 1-5 record, very deceiving. They could easily be 4-2. And actually, Teddy and Prez, they are 6-0 in the first half this year. They've led every single game at halftime. And Kevin Sumlin, who's their head coach, can't seem to figure out the tactics at halftime because they've been losing games in the second half. But this is a great matchup for them. They've got a running back, Mark Thompson, former Florida Gator, that should have an absolute field day against this Philadelphia Stars team who probably by most of our metrics are the worst defense in the league right now. Philly won a game last week against Tampa Bay where they were outgained 411 to 263. Very fortunate that Tampa Bay made so many mistakes for them to win that game. So the Houston Gamblers, who have lost 4 straight games at the gun, essentially, I don't think they're going to have a chance to lose this one close late because I really do think they win this game and win it easily. I'm going to take the 3.5 points because I think it's excellent value here. But I make this more like a pick, and I fully expect Houston to finally get over the hump and win on Sunday night against Philadelphia.
Do you worry at all about the psychological effects of a team losing 3 straight weeks, basically on the last play of the game? Is that the type of scenario where you're worried that maybe if they face adversity here, the energy or attention to detail won't be what it should be? Or is this one of these deals where they've just lost 3 in a row and they're going to play like their hair's on fire? You find different scenarios when teams lose close games. Why do you expect this one to be the positive one for the 1-5 squad?
So, Teddy, there's a unique wrinkle to the USFL schedule. I really, Rob Veno outlined it great on our show yesterday, and it goes to the way they set it up, where you play your division, then you play the other division, and then your final 3 games of the 10-game season are your division. So even though the Gamblers are 1-5, they still have 3 games against the teams they're chasing in their division, which means they still really do control their own destiny to get to the playoffs because out of the 8 teams in the league, 4 of them are going to go to the playoffs. It's going to be 2 from the north and 2 from the south. So, it's certainly crushing to lose games like that. But if I'm Houston, I have to think, we've been in every single game. We've led every single game for the most part in the fourth quarter. And it's really just about making 1 or 2 more plays to win the game. I was critical. Clayton Thorson, you guys might remember him from Northwestern. He's Houston's quarterback. I was very critical of him earlier in the year, but he really has played well. It really is 1 or 2 more plays that they need to make to win games in this league. The defense is solid. Philadelphia can't run the ball. They did a little bit last week, but another stat in this game, last week, they ran 27 less plays than their opponent. Philly has had a real time of possession issue. It stems from them not running the ball particularly well, but they have been getting crushed in time of possession. Houston does run it well. Mark Thompson had a great game against New Jersey last week. I think he has a field day here. And again, I think Houston is so much better in this spot that I don't think they're going to have a chance to blow this one. But if they do, I'm still going to take the 3.5 because I think it's a very, very generous number.
And I haven't been following the USFL at all. What's the average salary in that league? How much do these guys make?
I'll have to go look up average salary. I know the rosters are smaller. I think it's a 37-man roster, and there's no travel. So even though these teams are the Philadelphia Stars, the Houston Gamblers, everyone's playing in Birmingham. So they're not traveling at all. The entire league is being played in Birmingham, Alabama, to cut costs. I'll have to go look up what each player's making per
right
week.
here, Adam.
I think it's like
every
yeah,
player makes the same amount in the USL. Every player makes $4,500 a game for being on the active roster.
Well, that's not terrible.
$600 a week for training.
That's not terrible.
Yeah,
DGen woodworkers, $11.50 an hour. Shane Bieber on the mound today. I'm a guy that is money normally, minus 150, 155. He's playing Detroit. The total is 7. They expect a low-scoring game. What do we do here?
Well, Prez, go back a year, right? Maybe like to before the Bieber injury last year. Go back to 2020. And there was like the masses were betting Shane Bieber. It was like Shane Bieber day, right? Like it was just every time his start would come up, he would get hammered. He would take a ton of money. He would be a huge favorite, and there was very little value in backing him because the market seemed to just hammer him every time he towed the rubber. I found it very surprising that the tickets and most of the money was on Detroit here. And I think that's a mistake. And even though you're going to have to lay minus 150 for the Guardians here, I actually think that's pretty cheap in this spot. These two teams played last week, and these two pitchers pitched against the opposing team last week. Bieber, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 10 strikeouts. So the knock on Bieber so far this year has been his fastball's down a little bit, maybe a mile or two per hour with velocity, but his secondary pitches have been getting more swings and misses than at any point in his career. So the slider and the curveball have been great for him, and it hasn't, the fastball velo being down a little bit hasn't really hurt him at this point. Faedo for Detroit, he's 4 starts into his major league career. He's been excellent. He's gotten off to an insanely hot start, but this is going to be the first time where he has to turn around and face the same big league team essentially in a week. The Guardians just saw him 5-6 days ago. Now they're going to see him again. And when I get a spot like this, I look at these two pitchers. So obviously the Tigers just saw Bieber as well. Bieber's an ace, Cy Young caliber pitcher. In my opinion, he's going to be able to mix his stuff up and handle the quick turnaround against a Tigers team that's 28th in the league in batting average, as opposed to a rookie making his 5th start against a Guardians team that hits the ball extremely well. They've been in the top 10 in average all year. So I actually think you're getting a very cheap price here with the Guardians off a loss. I like them minus 150. I like them to get it done in this spot.
Adam Trigger, what do you have going on this weekend over at WagerTalk.com? Promote yourself, my friend.
Yeah, so I hit 5% winner last night with the Royals. Another KBO winner this morning. So 5-1 in my last 6 KBO. Check back to my page in about an hour. The KBO lines typically get posted around noon. I'm probably going to have a 5% play that goes, I guess you would call it late night tonight on the East Coast. That's when they go off on Saturdays. I will likely post Major League Baseball. And right now, the one thing I do really like today so far is the Guardians, which you just got here for free. And I also gave you one of my USFL that Gamblers play plus 3.5 is a 4% play. So check back in my page shortly because I'm probably going to post a 5% KBO, and there's a great 30-day special up there as well.
Awesome. Adam Trigger, everyone. Thanks for joining us, man. Teddy, let's go straight to Matthew Joseph. Matthew, it's Memorial Day on Monday. What do you got planned?
I don't know. Depends on the weather. Probably going to go maybe hit the pool or something, go barbecue a little bit, something like that. What everybody else might potentially do on Monday.
Well, listen, big suggestion, put sunblock on. I'm looking at you now. You're going to need it.
I go from burnt to from pale to burn. There's no in between for me. So yeah, I usually do put the sunblock on.
Yeah, my youngest is a fair-skinned one. She needs it as well. The son loves the Prez, though. Matt, 11-3 run in your last 3 days in baseball. Way to go, man. You're seeing the baseball season well, and we're going to start right off the bat with the Houston Astros and Seattle. How do we bet this game, my friend?
All right, so I had one bet planned, and then they just put the K-props out for this. So I actually took under 3.5 strikeouts for Chris Flexen at even money. I love when I have a K-prop that I like, and it's actually at even money or better. Chris Flexen is a guy who's already seen the Astros twice this year. He's had 3 strikeouts against them, and he had 2 strikeouts against them. Houston is not what they were last year. Last year, they were about like 29th or 30th in K rate against right-handed pitching. Now they're about 20th, so there is a little bit of a worry here, and the 3.5 is a lower number than I usually go for unders. But if you look, Houston, the last 12 of the last 17 right-handed starting pitchers that they've seen have gone under this number, which means they've had 3 Ks or less. And I find that strikeouts are highly contagious in terms of if you're striking out a lot, you're going to keep doing so until the streak ends. And if you're not striking out and you as a lineup are seeing the ball well, then you're going to keep doing that. So I'm going to back the under for Chris Flexen, especially an even price on DraftKings, under 3.5 strikeouts for Chris Flexen in this one.
So, I mean, the biggest issue for Flexen, at least this past month, has been the gopher ball. He's given up 7 home runs in 4 starts, 3 multi-home run games during that span, which is obviously, when you're giving up a bunch of home runs, you're not staying deeper into ball games. Do you worry at all? And, of course, 3 of those 4 were on the highway. Do you worry at all that this is going to be a scenario where he's not going to give up the dingers, so he's going to last longer in the game, so then he's going to have more chances to strike out opposing hitters, or is that just a non-factor for you here?
It's somewhat of a factor, but of course, with them going up against each other 2 times already this season, and with the fact that I don't really consider him a high-level strikeout pitcher, if you look at what he's done against other lower K rates in this league so far, he's been kind of consistently towards the lower side. And I know you were talking about with Rob earlier in the show about how Houston's offense hasn't performed as well, and yeah, that is a bit of a worry, although Yordan Alvarez has really good numbers against him in a limited set. I'm just going to still take a chance here. I think part of the reason why I like this play is because it's even money, and because in this market, quite often I'm playing, minus 120s, minus 125s, and things like that. Anytime I get a play that I like that is at even money, I'm going to do so. So I certainly jumped on it when it came out.
Matt Joseph, everyone. Matt, Dodgers and D-backs. I was on the Dodgers minus 1.5 last night. I gave it out on the Presidential Address, and I mean, frankly, I'm ready to go right back and do it again. What do you like in this game?
Yeah, it's been a good year in terms of taking the first 5 team total over for the Dodgers, because it feels like they've got 3 runs by the top of the second inning. It feels like most games. But actually today, I'm going to go and take the Diamondbacks over 1.5 runs in the first 5 innings. And the reason why is Pepio for the Dodgers. As you just heard from Trig about Fado, Pepio is facing the Diamondbacks for the 2nd straight time, and he didn't pitch great against them the first time, and he's not going deep in ball games, which means you might get the middle of the relief when it comes to the Dodgers. And you look at this Diamondbacks offense, they perform better at home, it feels like, and they've gone over this number in 9 of their last 12 games, aka they've scored 2 runs or more in the first 5 innings of their games. They're averaging 2.13 runs overall in the first 5 innings, and that number goes up to 3.33 the last 3 games. I don't believe in Pepio that much. He's had a bit of a walk issue so far this season, so I'll take the home team to score over 1.5 runs in the first 5 innings. I think the Diamondbacks can contribute to any sort of total if you're considering the over in this game.
Matt Joesphs, what do you have going on over at sportsmemo.com this weekend that you want to promote?
Certainly, it's going to be a lot of the K-props and things like that. And I'm going to start telling people, I'm starting to put up K-props the night before. FanDuel last night, case in point, FanDuel last night had the Alex Fado K-prop at 4.5 on the under, and it was a good juice, and I put it in for the clients. 10 minutes later, it went to 3.5. This morning on DraftKings, it went down to 2.5. So certainly, if you want to join me, and if you like the K-props I give out, all access is the best way to go. So when I see the good numbers, you get the good numbers and can beat the moves on the market. You can find me at sportsmemo.com.
Matt, have a great Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk to you next week. Best of luck to you and your clients. Prez, is
Teddy,
it that
man,
time?
I come downstairs last night, this morning, and Vivian is listening to "I'm Getting Closer to My Home." You know, who sings
The
that
most boring song
My
in the
voice is
history
the
of
worst.
music. Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah.
Dude, I have the worst voice. What do you want from me? Do you know who sings
I'm not
that
talking about
song?
your voice. I'm talking about the song. That is the most boring song in the history of rock and roll. Maybe.
Really?
Up there. Top 5. Oh, yeah.
Who
Sing that
sings it?
same line 40,000 times and don't ever change
I'm
it. Yeah,
getting closer to my home.
they're all tuning out, dude. Our viewership numbers
Who sings
just went
that
from
song?
here to here.
Who sings that? Oh, dude, I got the daily presidential address coming up. Nobody's tuning out. Who sings that song?
Grand Funk Railroad.
Yes! Dan, let's go. All right, everybody. Just a quick reminder to anyone who watches Wager Talk Today, the world's best daily sports betting show. No show on Monday. It's Memorial Day. I want to wish everyone a happy weekend. Kick ass out there. Spend time with your family. Get drunk. Do edibles. Whatever it takes, but win games along the way, because that always makes us feel better. Tuesday's show is going to be awesome. And that it is Bring Your Kid to Work Day. So all the guests are bringing their children on the Tuesday show. I got 2 bets for you guys today. I'll give them out in a second. I just want to let you all know I have 1 NHL play up tonight, 2 baseball plays up tonight. Both my baseball plays are dogs. Following yesterday's debacle, I am going to sweep tonight. So take a look at my package over at WagerTalk.com. Okay, 2 bets for tonight. You ready? We're going with the Tampa Bay Rays at -118 against the New York Yankees. And we're going with the Houston Astros on the run line at -1.5. That's it for me. Teddy, my brother, it's a Montreal bagel with cream cheese, tomato, cucumber, onions, and a smidge of salt. Take us home, my bro.
That sounds good, actually. You just made me hungry. That's going to wrap it for the week here at Wager Talk Today. Again, no show on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday, do a show Tuesday through Friday of next week. I want to thank our guests today, Rob Veno, Adam Trigger, and Matt Joesphs. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day to hang out with us. Listen, have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. Good luck. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Whether your Memorial Day plans include going to the beach or hanging at home for a family barbecue, here at Wager Talk, we want to have a safe and enjoyable holiday. To help with that, we're offering a 3-day Memorial Weekend special available this Friday and Saturday. For only $49, get a 3-day all-access pass from your favorite handicapper, including 5% plays. No coupon needed, just click the 3-day all-access